Welcome back to the show, everyone. Here to tell us all about his journey with life after prostate cancer, I welcome Paul Calacchio to the show with RadNet. Paul, thank you so much for joining me, for your vulnerability and your positive outlook on life.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. I know our viewers are going to be very interested to hear about your journey. And, you know, let's just start with way back when. I think this happened 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Walk me through the story.
Sure. I was urinating a lot at night, and I was losing sleep, so I went to my primary care provider, and I told him, and he said, "Oh, well, Paul, you're in your 50s now. You're getting older, your body's changing." And he said, "We'll watch it." After 6 months, I told him I'm peeing like 8-9 times at night. And
Just at night?
Well, during the day a lot, but you don't really think about it as much
it
until you're in bed and you keep getting up.
Oh, okay.
And so one of the prostate radiologists that I work with at work said, you should see if your doctor would give you an order for an MRI. So he did, and I had the MRI, and they found a growth, a lump sticking out of the prostate. So I had to have a biopsy, and the biopsy showed that I had cancer, but I had cancer throughout the prostate. Unfortunately, I wasn't really a candidate for chemo or radiation or immunotherapy because of the nature of the prostate cancer, so I had to have a complete prostatectomy.
Wow.
And
you're in your 50s at this
yes,
time.
yeah.
Very young.
Yes. So I just wanted it out of me. So I said to the doctor, how soon can we do the surgery? And he said, well, I'd like to do it within the next couple of weeks, because where you have that palpable lump sticking out, it could burst through there, and then it could metastasize.
How scary.
It was, and because I work in this industry, I tried to be brave. I trust the medical providers that I have on my team. And I had the surgery, I went through it, I talked about it, I was on television a couple of times, and then a year later, I hit a brick wall. I hit a brick wall because I realized then that I never really digested what had happened to me. The diagnosis, the surgery, the treatment, everything. And
so you were mainly focused on, I want this foreign thing out of my body, and really mentally going down that path. So you never had an opportunity to just kind of sit with it and say, wow, this is really what I'm going through.
Right.
Sounds like you were just busy going through the motions of, get this thing behind me.
It happened very quickly. It all happened very quickly.
So once that momentum then died down, then you had the mental space to really sort of react to it.
Right. I then paid attention, and I had PSA tests being over 50, and my PSA test was only 1.4, which is very low, but I had full-blown cancer.
Would not have, that PSA test would not have indicated that you had cancer.
No, so if I had not had the MRI at RadNet or anywhere, I may not be here today.
That is so scary, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, if you find it early detection for many, many illnesses is key. And you know what? Early detection and screening does save your life. It really does. It saved my life. And I was very lucky with everyone I had on my side, my oncologist, my surgeon, my radiologist. I had a great team, and I believed in them, and they were honest with me. And it couldn't have gone off any better until I hit a brick wall about a year later, and I just had time to think about it. And I was like, whoa, I'm not the same anymore. I look at other men, and we're the same, but I have limitations that they don't. And I want to tell every guy, every father, every son, every uncle, every teacher, every mechanic, every man out there, please have your prostate checked. Just like a woman, without thinking, has a mammogram every year, have a prostate MRI, do the PSA, and you can also have a prostate MRI if you want something that's foolproof. And watch yourself, because I don't want anybody, I know what happens to people. When you lose your prostate, you can't have children anymore. During your life, you could suffer incontinence, erectile dysfunction, which leads to shame, and you have to wear devices, and it could all be eliminated if you just screen. And I've been on television now every year around Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, September, trying to deliver this message. And I know I'm not an athlete or a political figure or an actor or anyone with a big name, but I am just me, like everyone else out there.
You do have a big name. Fuck you. But in all seriousness, you're real.
Yeah.
You're relatable.
Yeah.
And I think our viewers out there can honestly say, you know what? Paul's got a really valid point here, and I need to take this seriously.
Yep. Yep.
Right? Because clearly it's affected so much more than just getting the cancer outside of the body.
Right. Right.
There's such a residual effect going on, and emotionally as well.
We talk about the disease and the diagnosis and treatment, but we never hear people going on television talking about life afterward. And it's something that I can't forget. Every day I'm reminded of the fact that, I had this, I went through it. There are things I will not be able to do or can't do, and knock on wood right now, I'm fine. And I'm very blessed about that, and I'm gonna keep trying to stay healthy. But you don't know. Every morning when we wake up, we don't know what we have ahead of us. Mm-hmm. But if you can prevent something, why wouldn't you?
Right.
I really feel that I've done a little bit of an injustice by not marketing to women as well, not reaching out to women as well to tell their husband, their sons, their nephews, their neighbors, because women react and women do something. And I think maybe women may have the opportunity to just say, hey, you know what? Why don't I go do my mammogram and you do your prostate MRI? Let's go together if you're afraid.
Tag team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at what age should men start checking?
Well, you know what? They say 50, but we have actually seen prostate cancers in 40s, men in their 40s.
Is that due to environmental toxins?
It's hard to say. I certainly don't think cancer is inherited. I think it makes you have a higher risk. But I think it's just just like breast cancer is part of a woman's life, just being a woman, well, prostate cancer is the man's breast cancer. And he should be as aware as the women are. And if we can't work individually, then we should work together as couples.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. So how has your life been 7 years post?
Once I went through the thinking and the woe is me, I realized, well, you know what? I may not have been here if it weren't for screening. If I didn't have the screening, then I wouldn't be here. And the alternative is that I am here. I need to, just pull up my bootstraps and just get on with life and try to just educate and advocate for other men that they'll do this.
And did you have that same support system when you were going through this?
Yeah. I was very lucky. The company I work for, RadNet, was very supportive. The employees, the executive team, working there, going through this made it a lot easier. And my family, it was just, like I said, I went through it with just vim and vigor. I just ran through the whole thing.
Do you think, Paul, that it helped because you were already in the industry and you felt very comfortable and very familiar with the surroundings?
I think so.
So what would be your message to somebody who's never done it before or is apprehensive about booking an appointment?
Well, you know what? If you are a man and you are at least 50 years old and over, I would say speak to your medical, your primary care provider and tell him that you would like to have a prostate MRI. If you're doing PSAs and it is somewhat elevated, you can be reassured that if you do a prostate MRI, then that would see something more than just the PSA.
Okay. Paul, thank you so much for your vulnerability and your openness and willingness to share your story with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Appreciate it.
appreciate the platform.
Yes, of course. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.